Let me explain that time I got reincarnated as a slime in 8 minutes and 21 seconds. The anime begins with a girl burning to death, and it is quickly continued with a guy who gets stabbed to death and says,
"In my next life, I'm gonna go on the prowl. I'll hunt down all the ladies."
Acquisition of unique skill. Predator. Successful.
Also, this is a bit of a random side note, but the way he literally got Predator is actually so creepy and funny at the same time. Like, no one deeps the fact that bro literally said he was going to hunt a bunch of girls. And then he hits the curb and becomes a slime. He meets this lonely dragon named Veldora, and Veldora names him Rimuru. Then after, Rimuru engulfs Veldora so that he can release him in the future from unlimited imprisonment. And the only reason this big powerful dragon gets stuck in unlimited imprisonment is because he was simping for the hero. Naughty dragon. Anyways, back in Rimuru's old world, his old co-worker is destroying his computer, which makes me wonder what on earth is in that computer of his. After leaving Veldora's cave, he ventures outside of the cave where he kills a bunch of monsters and gains their power while gaining their appearance. As you can see, as Rimuru is on the right as a big old snake. And then Rimuru stages his massive escape when he sees 3 stupid humans opening up the doors of the cave so he can run out and leave. Then on Rimuru's journeys, he runs into some goblins which beg for his help, realizing that he's a very powerful slime to defeat some wolves.
The dire wolves shall rule over this forest.
Well, he dies, and then Rimuru gets the wolves and goblins to work as one, as he acts as their leader. Rimuru goes to the kingdom of Dwargon to find good artisans to help the goblins make good houses, but they run into thugs which ends them up in prison. In the prison, Rimuru makes healing potions for these 3 artisans and also helps a blacksmith create multiple swords to help him meet a quota. To celebrate, the 4 dwarves and 1 slime go to an elf bar, and now I can really tell what was on Rimuru's hard drive. Then the evil quota guy walks into the store, and then the blacksmith punches him in the face, causing them to get arrested. During the trial, the 4 dwarves and 1 slime are exiled from Dwargon, and the king of Dwargon is disappointed in Festa, saying,
All I wanted was to be useful to you somehow.
Like, I get it, the king of Dwargon is a very fine man, but you as a child liking him for that long is kinda weird. But anyways, the 4 dwarfs go off to Rimuru's little goblin village. After a few months, the goblins save the 3 stupid humans and Shizu, and Rimuru finds out that Shizu is Japanese. Cue in sad backstory from her summoner, where during her summon she makes a new friend, however her summoner forces her to kill her. Shizu loses control of her fire spirit, and Rimuru engulfs the spirit to save Shizu. Due to living for so long, Shizu is about to die, but on her deathbed she asks Rimuru to look after her children and save them, and find out why her summoner summoned her in the first place. Then Rimuru engulfs Shizu, making her only dream good memories, and this scene actually made me tear up so much. Like, it was genuinely so sad, but happy at the same time. And with Shizu, Rimuru is able to turn into a human again. A few months later, Rimuru encounters 6 ogres who believe that he had destroyed their village, but it turns out to be a misunderstanding, where Rimuru ends up naming them, and oh my days, the literal drawing on this gives me 7 Deadly Sins flashbacks. It's so bad. Cue in the most annoying character, Gobiru, and his annoying followers, and look at him looking stupid in this picture. Gopta dies to Shion's cooking, but luckily survives, defeating Gobiru in a fight. Then a dryad comes to Rimuru's door being like, can you please destroy the orc disaster, cause we can't, because it's gonna become a new demon lord. And then Rimuru's just like, bet. Rimuru sends off his sexy emo spy to make an alliance with the lizard men, where Gobiru's just like, nuh-uh father, I'm taking over. Then Gobiru gets into a fight with an orc, where obviously he loses. Then a creepy clown and a masked dude are chased out of the Forest of Jura by Trainee. Rimuru's troops enter the battlefield, and obviously they literally decimate the whole place as they're literally overpowered. and Emo Spy saves the chief of the Lizardmen. The Orc Lord goes yeet to his Namer's head to become more powerful, but in the end still ends up losing to Rimuru, who engulfs him. The Orcs are very sad about their leader's death, since he was a good guy at heart, and Rimuru's army triumphs in victory. Rimuru, being the pushover he is, ends up becoming the Chancellor of the Forest of Jura, and sussy little puppet man gains an interest in the slime. Rimuru gets into a fight with the King of Dorgon and some way somehow ends up forming a country named the Jura Tempest Federation. Rimuru also gets into a fight and is acquainted with a demon lord named Malim, where after their fight she says,
"Have you ever thought about maybe becoming a demon lord yourself? Nah, it honestly sounds like it'd be a pain in the slime."
spoiler alert, he does become a demon lord. Now that Rimuru and Malim are friends, Malim beats up an angry Three Musketeer who hurts one of Rimuru's people. Also random edgy guy with his edgy group who have relevance later on in the storyline. 2 new clowns enter the chat and persuade the not Musketeer but Beasketeer, the angry Beasketeer, to become a demon lord. All because he got beat up by a cute girl with pink hair. Like, bruh, your ego is too much. But anyways, he takes the L again, and his boss beats him up and drags him back after apologising to Rimuru. They celebrate another disaster gone. Man, the food looks good. Rimuru goes to Arizania to meet with the guild master, however they get into a fight. Oh, never mind, manga fixed the problem. Rimuru begins to fulfill his promise to Shizu by helping save her students. And in typical Rimuru fashion, he gets into a fight with children. He also fights off a sky dragon, which saves the life of this merchant who becomes useful later on in the storyline. But for now, the merchant thanks Rimuru for saving his life with a dinner. The service lady gives Rimuru information about a spirit settlement near her homeland. Rimuru gets into another fight with this mechanical looking thing. At this point, he gets into so many fights, it's kind of irritating. Also a bit of a side rant, but oh my days, this golem looking thing looks similar to the ones in Genshin Impact. Anyways, Rimuru meets up with Romirus. Oh my days, these names are so hard to say, but basically she's the Queen of Spirits and offers to help Rimuru and the children to save them. And during the spirit ceremony, Rimuru gets lipsed up by one of them, which is a bit freaky deaky if I do say so myself. And to end off with Rimuru, he gives the children new drippy fits and also gives Chloe Shizu's mask for some reason. Also, there's a cute little flashback of Shizu fighting a demon a few years before Rimuru entered the new world, and the demon seemed to have an interest in Shizu's mask. Also, on the sidelines, our obsessed demon is very, very interested in Rimuru. So I guess that's the end of that time I got reincarnated as a slime.